So tip 46 is a bit of a cheat because it's 2 for the price of 1. The first part is about good products and defects being clearly separated, and the second part is about the location and size of the bin, but I'll come to that in a sec. First thing about good parts and defects being separated, have to be careful because quite often, even if you've got good control, one part that sneaks into a finished box and goes to the customer is a big issue, clearly. Big issue for them, big issue for you. There is a discipline thing here, and I'll come to a simple rule that you should probably enforce throughout your factory and get people to buy into. And it's related to the 5th S Shitsuki self-discipline, about the way we act in ourselves. A defect, or sorry, not a defect, a part should be in 3 places and 3 places only. It should be in your hand, either on the way to a finished box, or in your hand being worked on, or in your hand on its way to a defects box. There is nowhere else it should be. No other temporary homes where I'm just going to put it for a minute. The problem with putting it somewhere for a minute is we get distracted because there's a million variables in a factory. And once we're distracted and go away, we either forget the condition of that part or somebody else doesn't know if it's good or bad. A good example of this is this injection molded part on the side of the machine. It's got no label on, we don't know what it is. Is it good, is it bad? It's going to create a problem at some point. On to the second part of the tip, and this is about the defect bin, the location of it, the size of it, etc. It should be front and centre, facing the gangway, faced outwards. It should be small, no lid or transparent, so that everybody can see what's going in it. We can see the rate of defects accumulating. We can see if there are usual or unusual defects. If it's small, it fills fast and it forces a reaction. And there are 2 cultural things here. A strong lean company has 2 cultural nuances. Number 1, problems are treasure. We want to find problems because it gives us something to countermeasure to give us an advantage against our competitors. And number 2, we don't want to hide problems. We want a culture where we brainstorm, we don't blamestorm. We don't try to blame people for creating defects. We have an openness that surfaces defects. Also, the defect bin, as well as being small, etc, 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 it should also be emptied at the end of every shift. Critical, this seems like a small thing, but then the person who's running the shift will own the shift because they know that from the start, whatever's in there belongs to my shift. Don't let a bin keep filling over days and weeks. Nobody will own it. If you're enjoying these videos, don't forget to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel.